Well, welcome everybody back to the Flying Doghouse. We're continuing down the vintage trail, so are you interested in flying a neat vintage aircraft? We're going to check out the Ford Trimotor today. And it was a famous flyer released back in 2023. And it was a great value because initially when it was released for 10 days it was free. So if you had the sim, you could download it. And it's charming and it's great fun. So the virtual airline that I participate in, I did the whole UK tour in the Ford Trimotor. It was a lot of fun. A plane that I really do enjoy. So hopefully you'll find the video fun. Like and subscribe. Share with your friends. Let's get rolling. Pop over into the sim. Alright, so we're sitting outside the Ford Trimotor, and there are a couple of switches in the aircraft that will let you turn on or off the baggage doors in this charming delivery truck. And if we swing our way around the other side of the aircraft, the passenger door is open. This thing is just so cool. So one of the interesting things about the airplane, if you get up close to it, and we'll take a peek here in a bit, all of the wire and pulleys used to control the control surfaces, you can watch them move. And it squeaks and makes lovely noises as a vintage aircraft should. So there you have it. Let's jump in the cockpit. All right, here we are. So, a couple of things. If you do purchase this, or if you have it in your hangar and you haven't flown it, go read the manual. Did I mention you need to read the manual? It is, you have to do the startup procedure in the correct sequence and order and timing in order to get the aircraft started. So what I thought I would do today is we'll just jump in and have a fly. And I'll do a deep dive in another video, and we'll start from cold and dark. This thing is just a lot of fun. So I'm going to cheat today. We're going to go Control E. And I would just share with you that this is probably as temperamental as the DC3 in terms of making sure you're following a properly timed start sequence. All right, we got 3 engines. The other thing that you're going to need to do, speaking of 3 engines, is you are going to need to set up your controller so that you can control all 3 engines. So you can configure that to your desire and liking. Check this thing out. It's just so cool. Another quirk worthy of note is your trim is behind you. Here. Your fuel selectors are here. Not in the most ergonomic of spots. And there are switches on the pedestal column in the middle to turn on and off the baggage cart. And open and close the passenger door. So check our control surfaces here. All those are free and clear. Let's jump outside the airplane here. Listen to this thing. It's just absolutely glorious. Probably should close the baggage door and let our delivery person with the luggage know we're done. So those switches that I spoke of are here on the side. But there we go. Now if we pop back outside the aircraft. There we go. They're all tidy and proper outside here. And I'm going to jump outside the aircraft and we'll have our taxi. Let's get her rolling. So I do have controls mapped for braking purposes with my rudder pedals. There's actually a knob inside the aircraft. If you want the real experience, you can fool with that. We'll spend a little bit more time with that on the deep dive we're going to do. We'll go ahead and finish our taxi here. And again, we're at Echo Golf Oscar Romeo, Ashford in the UK. This airport is available for download for free over on Flightsim.to. Love to have you download it, give it a shot. Do a subscription. Oh, here we go. Alright, so let's roll. Tail is going to come up. And it is just so easy to take off. Tricky part of the aircraft is bleeding off speed and prepping for your landing. We'll just have a fly here. Again, you do need to read the manual. If you're not familiar with the history of this particular bird, Henry Ford took a great interest in aviation, and this was the output. So this is definitely from the golden age. And let's check out some camera angles here. So I've got some custom ones set up. So here's my alt. This is alt 1 for me, right out the middle of the aircraft. Alt 2 off to the right. Alt 3 off to the left. Right to the middle. There's a wingtip shot. I think it's just cool. It's just cool. And I'll move the ailerons here slightly so you can see the controls being manipulated with the wire. How about a shot from the undercarriage? It's kind of neat as well, and I do have my camera set up so that I can move them around. And here's the passenger section of the plane. How cool is this? Seats don't look exactly comfy. Look at that wood grain. It's just charming. So the crew would be the pilot, the co-pilot, and then you would have a steward or stewardess. There's a toilet in here. Full of lights. You know, let's go back to the front. And we'll go to the default camera view. So it's definitely worth having in your hangar. I'll let the cat out of the bag. Is it sim-worthy? Absolutely. It's absolutely one of my favorites in the sim. And it's in the top 10 list on my hours flown. Again, as I mentioned, I did a quite a lengthy tour of the UK with a lot of different airport visits in this, and the reason I picked it was low and slow, and plus I just think it's charming. So back to the quirkiness of the airplane. For priming purposes, when you are trying to start the aircraft, there's a little bit of nuance in terms of dealing with the primer. 4 pumps seems to be magic, and you do have 3 engines to start. I normally do left, center, and then right. Each one of the engines has its own separate set of switches and magnetos. And again, the sequencing of getting the aircraft started, it does matter. If you don't follow the procedure, and if you don't get your timing right, quite simply, the airplane just won't start. There you go. Let's bop outside the aircraft here again. So max cruise on this is somewhere between 110 and 115. But again, that's a lot of fun to fly. It's definitely a change of pace from a general aviation aircraft. Does not have flaps, so this is a pre-flaps era aircraft, just like the Curtiss Jenny that we took a peek at. Haven't watched that video. It's available on the YouTube channel as well. So again, if you like vintage and quirky, the Jenny is a lot of fun to fly as well. Fun with the camera angles here. And then we'll just submarine ourselves back into the airplane. All right. Give you a good close-up here of the texturing inside the aircraft. It's just so much fun. Here we go. Thought we had plenty of altitude here. At any rate, this is not about aviating today. It's really about showcasing this wonderful old bird. We'll turn our way back to runway 09. And we'll land in the grass. There we go. I want to get ourselves a little bit better oriented here for our approach. It's reasonably docile. Again, your challenge is making sure you bleed off speed as you reduce your altitude for your approach. And we're in good shape. Ourselves turned to final here. And I tend to land this plane with a what I would call a flat approach path, and I'll set it down on the mains and then let the tail just drop from loss of airspeed. It's not like a DC3, so you don't need to be plunking it down on the ground. Anyway, everybody has their preference in terms of how they like to land. We're looking good. We're right about at the numbers. And we'll just gently pump brakes. And we'll add some back pressure on the stick. And we're safely down. Continue to slow up here. Hear the squeaking. Again, that's just part of the charm of this bird. If you haven't flown it, get it out of your hangar. Nothing else, use it as a change of pace. It's quite charming. We're not going to taxi back. I'm not going to bore you with that today. But there you go. Famous flyer. I guess this is a retro edition from 2023. It's the Ford Trimotor. It's available in the marketplace. All right. Simworthy? Absolutely. One of my top 5 faves. Like and subscribe. See you in another video soon. Hope you're all keeping well. Cheers, y'all.